everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about what I do for a living here in the UK, what is my job and how I found it. I am Elisa. I am an Italian expat living in the UK. I am a UX designer. UX stands for user experience, and I basically take care of the experience of the user once they land to our website or app. So I basically take care of their experience throughout our website, and I make sure that they can achieve whatever their goal is. UX designer is a relatively new job. It's not been around for a lot of time, and there's a lot of demand at the minute for this kind of professions. So if you want to learn more, I can make some more videos about what it is and how to get started in UX design. When I first started, I had very little experience in this field, and to find a job in this field, I used what I call my seeking for a job strategy, and it basically consists of the first thing I do all the time is to just have a look on LinkedIn and obviously turning on the alerts for the job that I'm interested in, but also I will just add on LinkedIn all the recruiters on my space. So basically, usually companies can have internal recruitment, or they can hire external recruitment company that will go through the hiring process for them. So this means that you can talk directly to recruiters, and their job is basically to find a person that will fill a position whilst you are looking for a position for yourself. So it's basically a win-win. Usually how it works is that companies usually have a recruitment department that is entitled to hire, for example, tech people or UX or designers. So what I usually do, I find out on LinkedIn who these people are in the place where I am or where I want to work. I'll add them on LinkedIn, and I'll just send them a message just describing myself, who I am, what's my background, sending them maybe my CV or my portfolio, and trying to establish a relationship with them and asking to them if they have any opportunity or if they know about any kind of jobs that might be interesting to you and your experience as well. So that's the first thing I do. One other thing that you can do if you're looking for a job is to go to events. So you can just look for events in your fields. In my case, for like UX, it might be a UX conference or maybe a digital summit about, I don't know, finance or tech or whatever. You can go there and start to establish relationship with people, talk to them, maybe ask some questions, try to be smart with it and let them know that you are passionate, that you are seeking for a job, and then maybe ask them if there's any opportunities where they work or so on. And the last thing that I do that I think it's really useful when you are looking for a job is to go on website of the companies you'd like to work for, and for this year you can like dream big and find the companies that you really like and you really would like to work on. And what I usually do, I go on their career sections and see if there's anything open, any job positions that are opened. Or another thing that you can do is to type on LinkedIn the company and see who are the people that work for it in your area. And once you find them, you can basically send them a message. Again, as I said before with the recruiters, you can send them a message and say, this is who I am, this is what I'm passionate about, I'm looking for this and this opportunity, even if it's not now, please consider my portfolio and my CV if in the future you will I don't know, need a person to fill a position similar to what I'm looking for. I think now, because we are everything is remote with COVID, it might be also a little bit easier for some aspects, because even like conference and events, it doesn't mean you have to go physically to the conference, but you can even join an online conference and then message people, and this could make you save a lot of time, because you don't have to physically go there and stay to the event, etc., but you can do everything online. But also, if you're looking for a job in a country that it's not yours, I think this is the best time, because everyone in the tech industry is working remotely, everyone is working from home, so it doesn't really matter where you work from. Basically, they can send you all the materials you need, because all the machines and everything, because with COVID obviously there are restrictions, so no one will want you to go to do, for example, an interview or to start a job. So you can easily start from where you live. You can see if you like the job, and then in case you like it, you might take the decision to move abroad for that job, or just continue where you are if they allow you to do so. Another thing that you might wonder is, okay, I can do all these steps, and I know I mentioned a CV and a portfolio, and you might wonder, how the hell am I going to create those, and is it the only thing I need? For my experience, when I apply for jobs, I only use my portfolio and my CV. I don't think having a cover letter will help you much. Obviously, if you have one and you write it particularly well, maybe could impress someone, but for the effort that you have to make writing one, having to personalize each one of them, I don't think it's worth it, because if you make just one and send it to everyone, I don't think it's gonna make the difference, and many people are just more interested in what you can actually do, which is what you can show in your portfolio. So I won't be bothered about adding a cover letter, and I think focusing on your CV and portfolio can already make the difference. So just focus on that. And the other thing that many people wonder is like, do I need any certificate about, for example, English, if I'm not from the UK or America, or if English is not my mother tongue. I never had any problem of this kind. Obviously, you have to know the language a little bit. You have to be able to answer to people, understand them, and that's the only requirement basically they have. They don't need to see a certificate, and the same applies to like degrees. You don't have to show a certificate that you have a certain degree. You don't have anything kind of formal. You just have to show that you are able to do the job, and then it doesn't matter if you don't have the piece of paper. The thing that matters the most is that you can speak to people, understand them, and that will be enough. Another thing that they do here in the UK, I'm not sure elsewhere, is the reference check. So please do not lie about your previous experiences. So if you put something on your CV, be sure that it can be verified, because then usually when you start to work for a company, they will do a reference check, and they will check with your previous employer if it's true that you worked there. So please do not lie, otherwise you will put yourself in trouble. In my experience working in a foreign country, like UK, has been really good so far. I've never experienced like people treating me in a different way because I'm not of this country, or not giving me, for example, promotions because I'm not British. In terms of salaries, in my area, so UX designer, in the UK, I'm living in Manchester, so I'll give you more or less what's the salary that you can hope to, just to have an idea. In Manchester, a junior starts from 18 to 25, more or less. The step after, so if you are mid-level designer, a mid-level designer can go from let's say 25 to probably 40k. And from a more senior position, I think it can go from 40k to probably 60, 55. And then if you are maybe a manager, it can start from, I think, something like even 50 probably, if you're like a young manager, 50 to, I don't know, to the sky. It can go to 80 or maybe even like 100, depending on like how experienced you are. And it's really based on like your also your negotiation skill. So there's not really like a range. It depends from where you start, and especially for what you ask. What I've noticed here in the UK is that if you ask something, they will probably give it to you if you are able to explain why you deserve it. So I think in the UK it's really important to have those negotiation skill nailed, because it's gonna make the difference once you ask for a pay rise, want a promotion, or things like that. Another thing that I want to talk to you about related to the job aspect is the job interviews in the UK. What I found out is that in the UK it's much harder to get a job interview because they do a lot of the screening before. So when they receive, let's say, a portfolio or an ACV, they will really go deep into it. They really read through it, and if they feel you are not a good fit for the company, they won't interview you from the start. So when you have a job interview in the UK, this really means that the company is really interested in you, and you have a really high chance to be hired because you already passed the initial screening. So people won't lose time interviewing all the people that send their CV or portfolio. So don't be scared if you can't find interviews straight away, because interviews are actually the most difficult things to find in the UK. But once you find them, it means that you are very close to get the job. Obviously, that's not always the case. The chances are really high that you can get the job, because in my opinion, in the UK, they do the screening a lot before. Also, another thing that happens, for example, if you're going through a recruiter, is that they will call you straight away, and that's not an interview. It's just a casual chat to understand what you want to achieve, what you're looking for, what kind of salary you expect to receive, and this is all done up front. So all this discussion here is something you can say up front, so you know what kind of salary you're going to expect and what kind of salary the company will be able to give you. And again, if they see that those two things don't match, they won't go forward, and you won't lose time and they will lose time. So I think the whole process is very efficient in general. And yeah, I think that was it for today. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment below, and I'll see you soon. Ciao!